Hello, fellow marauders, and greetings from outer space. I once again am practicing my social distancing, so I'm keeping as far away as I can. So, we are continuing our statistics unit that we left off before the break. And this week, we'll do all the statistics stuff, and then hopefully we'll have some type of quiz or test or something you can test your knowledge. Okay, so now I'm going to go to our screens. Okay, so here's where we left off. This is day 3. You can find the entire slides on the website under slide. You can see the whole PDF, or you can just pause the videos. And remember when we tried to guess how long it took to get 30 seconds? You partnered with somebody and they said go and you said stop, and you tried to stop at 30 seconds. Well, let's take that data and try to graph it. And so people take the numbers and once again, they try to organize it visually. And you can do this many ways. A lot of ways people organize data is through these things: tally, frequency table, dot plot, histogram, which is a bar graph, stem and leaf, box and whisker. So let's pretend these were our times in seconds. We're like somebody guessed 27 seconds, somebody guessed 30, somebody guessed 30, another person, someone 26. If I said, so what's the average guess up here? And we did mean, median, mode before, but let's do it visually. So here's the first thing I did. I took all the numbers and I put them in order. That kind of makes it a little bit easier. So the first number was 20 and then 26. And there's a lot of 27s. And here's some other numbers. So first thing you may be asked to do is create a tally. So one of the first ways to organize the data is we'll do what we call a tally. And here's how a tally works. This is the simplest thing you did like in elementary school and you're keeping score. You make a little kind of cross here and you're going to count up how many of each number. Now I could do something simple like kind of go 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. Well, I don't want to do them all. Instead of listing every single number, how about I make kind of like a little group? Maybe I'll do 3 numbers at a time, like 20 to 22. Now I got to be consistent. See, 23, 24, 25. That's 3 numbers. 26, 27, 28. And we'll go 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37. I think that's practically farther than I need to go. And then what I'm going to do is count these up. Okay, then from here I would count up. 20 to 22, I see 1 number, so I just put 1. 23 to 25, oh, there's nobody 23 to 25 seconds. Okay, 26 to 28, I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we're gonna go like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then I'm gonna go sideways. 5, 6. Okay, 29 to 31. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 again. So I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then 32 to 34, I see 2. 1, 2. And that's a tally. Okay, so that's pretty simple. The simplest method you want. The next one we do is called a frequency table, which is almost the same thing. Frequency table is actually the same thing. We would make a bar like this. We would take our same numbers, these guys right over here. I'll just use the same numbers. Once again, I don't have to use this scale, but I decided to do 3 numbers at a time. Just make sure you're consistent. If you do 3 numbers, do 3, 3, 3, 3, 3 all the way around. Only difference in a frequency table, instead of putting little dashes, we would just write the numbers. We would say, okay, let's see, 20, there's 1. Here there were none. Here there were 6. Here there were 6. Here there were 2. And here there were 0. So it's a frequency table. How frequently did these numbers appear? That's pretty simple. Next one, let's do the dot plot. Notice I'm doing them in color, blue, green, dot plot. We'll do that in purple. Okay, so what a dot plot is. Okay, this takes a little work. Let me pause right here. Okay, the next one we'll do is the dot plot, which is exactly what it sounds like. We plot dots. We take all our data. We make a number line. Now make sure you put every single number. You can't skip numbers. You got to put every single number. So it's spaced out nice. Now, if you want to count by tens, you could count by tens, but don't keep changing your mind. But here are all the spots, and what you're going to do is count up how many 20s. I see 20. Well, I only see one of them, so we put a dot. 21, 22, 26. There's one of those. Put a dot. 27. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 27. So you're going to put 1, 2, whoops, 2, 3. I'm trying to do these dots. This is not easy to do with the mouse and your finger. 5. Okay, 28, 29. There's 2 of those. 1, 2. 30. We have 3 of those. So 1, 2, 3. 31, there's just one of those. 32, one of those. And 34. There we go. What's nice about this is you get a nice visualization of exactly what the data looks like. This is one of the most useful graphs. You can see 30 is what our goal was, and we were trying to get 30 seconds. And more people seem to be below 30. In fact, 27 is really popular. And there's one person way down here, that outlier. But it's nice. You can actually see the data. It's also kind of interesting. Well, that's all right. We'll go to the next one. That's a dot plot. It's a pretty useful, right? Maybe even a little more useful in this. Here you can see the data is kind of clustered right around in here. That's pretty useful. Here's with the numbers, you have to think more. But this kind of actually gives you a nice visual. But this is really good. Next one, the histogram, the bar graph. Okay, the bar graph is really almost the same thing. It's like taking these numbers here and grouping them together. We could take the same scale, and maybe I'll change this scale here. Okay, the next video, or the next issue here is to do a histogram. Histogram are called bar graph. So once again, it's kind of like the dot plot, but I said you'd count by threes again. Now I could count by anything I wanted to, but I counted by threes. In fact, I took these over here, did the same thing. And once again, I'm going to count 20 to 22. And once again, I saw there was one person, but what you do is then you just draw a bar. So you draw a bar up to number 1. I'm going to try to do this. And I can't do that very well at all. Okay. What you do is you draw a bar up to 1, right in there, and then you would just kind of color him in. And then we go 23 to 25, there was none, so that's blank. 26 to 28, there were 6, so I'm going to go all the way up to 6, across. Excuse, I'm trying to draw on a computer screen, it's not very easy. And of course you would color this in. 29 to 31, there's also 6. Notice these bars touch each other. So you'd fill this one in. 32 to 34, there's only 2, so we go up to the 2. You color him in. And 36 to 37, there was none. Maybe I could try a little color. That doesn't work too well, but I would not want to do. I'll do this. I'll just color him in, color him in, color him in somewhat, and color him in. Oops, like it's hard to do this. And that there is a histogram. Notice there's the only difference between a histogram and a bar graph might not have numbers, and these could be spaced. These could be words like vanilla, chocolate, strawberry, and there's a gap. But a histogram actually has numbers, and they touch each other. So visually, once again, you can see, wow, look at all the people in this range. In fact, doesn't it kind of look like this over here, but on its side? Doesn't that kind of look like a bar right there? And then you could say, here's a bar right here, and a bar right here, and then a little bar right there. Kind of the same idea. So it kind of looks like this guy on his side. Sorry, it's a little messy. Okay, next one we have is the stem and leaf. Okay, the next one is called the stem and leaf. A lot of people think this is kind of funny. It's named after a plant, stem and leaves. Here's how it works. Okay, as you look at these numbers, you notice these numbers are all in the 20s, and these are all in the 30s. Since these are in the 20s, and that's the first number, we're going to write that over here. We're going to put down a big 2. 2. And then we're going to look at what do we have. We have a 20, so we go like this, 0. Then we have a 26, so we go 26. We have a 27, 27. Oh, there's another 27, 27, 27, 27, 27. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's two 29s, 29, 29. Okay, that's all the 20s. Now we look at the 30s. These start with 3, so we put a 3 over here. This is called the stem right here. This is the stem, and these are the leaves. So we have a 30. We have 3 30s. So we're going to go 30, 30, 30. And we have a 31, a 32, and lastly a 34. That's it, stem and leaf. So what's nice about this, you can see there's more numbers in the 20s than in the 30s. That's it. This is your stem. This is your leaves. Okay, now we'll go to the next one.